Hey guys, welcome back. We're here going to do another Rate My Base episode. So this one we're attacking Planetside. It's rank 1894 currently. So in this series we don't use any scrolls. We go in and try and attack based on the minimap and the troop gauge and tower gauge over here. I haven't attacked this person's base before, so I don't know exactly what we're up against. We'll take a quick look at my hero. So you can see the hero stats there. Nothing spectacular. We have a little bit of blunt boost, 28, and then a little bit of normal boost. And then everything else is just gold boost, so it doesn't have any real benefit. So we'll head back here. So I'll give you my first thoughts on the base layout. And the game says right off that this is going to be a pretty fair match. 10 trophies, meaning that if I attack him and win, I'm going to get 10. Anytime the game says it's around 10 trophies, that means it's a pretty balanced match, that it could go either way. If you use the right troop selection, spell selection, you can get through it. Or if you make some mistakes and become careless, you'll die. The lower the amount of trophies that you get typically means the easier of the base that you're going to be up against. If this is a higher amount, like 20 or 30, it means you're up against a really strong base and that you're not going to get very far and that you're pretty much going to die. So the metals over here, same type of gauge. If it's typically very high, that means this is a tougher base. The lower it is, that means the easier the base it is, roughly. General guidelines there. And then so looking at the map here, it looks like a good base design. The roads are clumped together here, so his ranged troops can sit there and shoot over here. He's also got a tower in the corner here. He does have some firebolt towers, so hopefully that is a firebolt tower for him, because that's a really, really strong spot. It's probably the best position in the game, tower-wise, because nothing can hit it until it gets all the way over there, unless you bring up cannons or force some pyromancers to come up in this corner. So it's a very, very hard spot to attack. Good barrier placements. This one's going to block. Unfortunately, these two will probably get hit with one spell at the same time, but there's nothing you can really do about that. And then up here, same type of thing. These two will get hit together at the same time, but there's nothing you really do about it. It helps if people aren't as observant and go to the corners to attack. A lot of towers over here, so a fairly good DPS on this side, and it's also going to delay him from getting over here to helping your troops, because your troops are going to be sitting here in a dogfight against his troops, which will be sitting over here. And even if they're not in a dogfight, his troops will be shooting his ranged troops, and your infantry, your knights, and your paladins and stuff will just keep walking, and they'll just take some damage as they walk to the next tower. So, troop selection for this type of base, probably going to want to do paladins, because we are not going to be able to get over here for a very long time. So if we do knights, his pyromancers, frosters, archers, and arblasters will be able to come and just kill the knights, so the knights will be ineffective because they have too little life. Paladins are good because they're very resistant to arrow damage. So you can see they're 75% resistant to arrow, and they're also 50% resistant to blunt. So they do a very good job at absorbing, archer damage. We do need cannons, and they will have some pyromancers in there, just for backup. We'll probably won't use the pyromancers. We'll probably just throw knights on there, because we may need that extra speed in the end. Knights are the fastest unit in the game. If he had more firebolt towers, we would use pyromancers, and higher up you use a lot more pyromancers, so that's why I'm more in the habit of using pyromancers. But we may actually just need knights to help us rush the gate towards the end. Spell selection, we're going to see what ones we have on here. If we have the Blade Storm, we will use it. We do not have that spell, so we'll probably have to go with Hammer Strike, Firestorm. Firestorm is a must at this level, and then Sword Rain. Sword Rain also takes care of most of the ranged troops, depending on how high of a level his Pyromancer is. we should be able to take that out in one sword ring, which help us a lot. So the Firestorm will help kill any Firebolt towers that are level 1 or so, and then also helps against the arrow towers and the wooden barricades. We're going to go in like this. We're going to bring out 2 cannons in the beginning, and we're going to try and hopefully keep them alive so they can attack the corner spot there. We might have to spawn 3 cannons, so we're going to go in and try that. Fortunately, he's online currently, so we cannot attack him. We'll give him a few seconds, and then we'll take a look at it again. Troop selection looks good. He's got a lot of paladins, which is good for this stage. A decent amount of ranged troops, a good amount of pyromancers, it appears, and then the barriers. I like how he has a lot of arrow towers. They do a lot of damage, and they're very, very strong once you level them up. And they're cheap, they're effective. So the only downside is they burn really easy to the Firestorm, but that's okay, because not everyone uses the Firestorm for some crazy reason. So we'll go ahead and try to attack again. And unfortunately, he can't, so he's online. So we'll come back to this base. But overall, it looks like a very solid base. And we'll come back a little bit later and attack him. So sorry for that, and check back in a few hours, and we'll try and get that attack going.